Hello everyone, welcome to This Day. It is Wednesday, July 10th. I'm Michael Taylor, glad to be here today. It's been a great day so far. Clouds are already peeling off. We'll talk more about that in weather, but we got a great show for you today. We're going to be talking to Dr. Duna Raouf from Envision. She's going to be talking to us about cataract surgeries, kind of the A through Z of what happens when you have a cataracts and the treatment plan and the recovery. So we're going to go over all of that with her today. Then later in the program, Doug Stark's going to be here. He's got shows at the Coach House. He's doing comedy. He sings. He does all sorts of different performances. He does it all. We're going to talk about his career and other things he has coming up down there at the Coach House a little later in the program. But first, you want to have a little fun? You want to go to a fun United Town Hall meetings? Those can be fun, right? They are pretty informal events where it's just the board members are there hearing what's going on in the community, so they really want to hear from you. And you can come in and talk about what's going right, what might be going wrong, what can be improved, and that's how the board members really find out, like I said, what's going on in the community. So you are invited to come out to the monthly town hall. It's going to be Friday, July 10th at 2 p.m. in the Performing Arts Center, Clubhouse 3, Room 2. Make sure you get out there and voice your concerns, or hey, tell them what a great job you're doing, whatever it might be. Let's take a look at our weather, and the clouds have already pretty much cleared out. It's just a little hazy out there, but it's already starting to warm up. We might get all the way up to 90. This is going to be the warmest day of not only the week, but of the year so far. This is a close to 90-degree day, and we're going to have a slight cooling trend, and we're going to be a 10-degree difference between now and Sunday. So we're going to enjoy the sunshine, enjoy the heat, I guess, and then for the folks who like a little cooler, we got a little something for you on the weekend. It should be pretty nice, actually. Let's take a look at our sunrise and our sunset while we're at it. Beautiful shot from Newport Beach here of a sunset, obviously, and thank you, Marie Gutierrez, for sending us this one. Sunrise this morning was 5:49. The sunrise and sunsets are getting a little smaller. We're starting to head inch very slowly towards fall, and sunset tonight, 8:03. If you'd like to send us a picture of any sunrise, sunset, places you've been on vacation, 4th of July stuff, pets, all that fun stuff, we'd love to see it. Make sure you include your name, where you took the photo, and email us at lagunawoodsvillagetv@gmail.com, and we will put that picture in our sunrise sunset segment. Okay, we've got a meeting to tell you about, and then when we come back, we'll be talking about cataracts with Dr. Duna Raouf. Stay with us.
Power your adventures with the all-electric 2024 Subaru Solterra. It comes with legendary Subaru symmetrical all-wheel drive, standard, plus a rugged 8.3 inches of ground clearance. Everything about the Subaru Solterra is advanced, including the technology keeping you and your passengers safe. Love is now electric.
Hi, it's Desiree from Irvine Subaru. Get your new Subaru here with complimentary maintenance included.
Well, at my age, I've seen a lot of things come and go. I served in the military. I've been in law enforcement for a career of 30 years. Recently, I've had pains and aches in my feet that have caused me to dread doing the things I love. I have a friend that told me about Roadrunner Sports. I was met by a fit expert who walked me through the perfect fit zone. They measured my feet, did a 3D scan, watched how I walked, videotaped it, and showed the results. Turns out, I've been wearing the wrong size shoes for years. Now, with the right insoles and the right shoes, my feet are great. I no longer have the pain in my feet that I had. You know, at my age, oftentimes people ask me how old I am. I'm an old guy, but I gotta tell you, the key is staying active. And you gotta stay active in a pain-free way. With me, it's Roadrunner Sports for my feet.
Welcome to Envision Eye Centers, conveniently located next to Laguna Woods. We offer cutting-edge technology that meets unsurpassed service.
You and your eyes are my priority. We will treat you with the utmost care and compassion.
Some might offer local exams, but they'll send you on a trek for surgery. Skip the unnecessary travel.
You can be confident that we will deliver the best outcome for your eyes.
Schedule your consultation today and see the world clearly. Call us or visit our website. No inconvenience, just expert care.
I want to welcome back Dr. Duna Raouf from Envision, and we're going to be talking today about cataracts, right?
Yeah.
Well, welcome back to the show. So let's talk about like the very first inkling of somebody saying, there might be something wrong with my vision, might be something going on. What would I notice if I was on the very beginning of some challenges with cataracts?
Typically, patients will notice that things are looking a little bit more blurry.
Okay.
They also notice that they have some difficulty at night, specifically with driving. When they're driving at night and they look at traffic lights or headlights from another car, they would notice starbursts or halos.
Okay.
And when the cataracts are significant, those can be debilitating sometimes. So a lot of times the first symptom that patients describe to me when they come in is, I can't drive anymore, I just don't feel safe driving.
Okay.
Another common symptom is that they feel difficulty reading, and they always need extra magnification or extra lighting in order to see.
Okay.
And that's because the cataract adds a filter, like a yellow filter.
The clouding of the lens,
Exactly, exactly. And at some point, no matter how much extra lights you add, you just can't see well. Another thing that patients complain about is they got a new pair of glasses, but they're still not seeing well. And that's a very common thing that we get referred from optometrists who are fitting a patient with their annual new pair of glasses.
Right.
But no matter what prescription they put in, the patient still can't see well.
Okay.
That's when we know it's time for cataract surgery.
Okay. And the optometrists, I mean, if they're looking into the eye, right, they're going to
Yeah.
start seeing some signs of that too, right? They're going to be the first to
Yeah.
notice, okay, this isn't just a natural progression of age or challenge with vision as you get older.
Correct. They certainly see the cataract. It's visible through the slit lamp, which is kind of the microscope that we use during an eye exam. But the thing is, cataracts start developing in our 50s, in our 60s, but it's a very slow and progressive process. So as a patient is getting an eye exam every year, their doctor may be seeing the cataract year after year, but it's just very slowly and progressively getting cloudier and cloudier. But it's really that one point where you decide, okay, now it's time, then when they get sent over to us.
Right. So have you seen patients that say, "Hey, guy, your cataract isn't. We're not really in the place to do anything about it yet." You say, "Hey, let's take a wait and see approach." Sometimes.
Absolutely. So really, there are three scenarios of how it goes when I see a patient. Most of the time, by the time they get to me, they're ready and
Right.
it's time to go, and it's obvious that their cataracts are ready for surgery. But another scenario is that I tell the patient, you're kind of in a gray zone. You are having some symptoms, they're mild. I do see the cataracts, your vision is a little bit reduced. But I tell patients that a cataract is not like cancer, it's not like an appendix that's about to burst. It's not a surgery that has to be done immediately, and since your cataracts are still very early and mild, we can wait. If you want, we can check you back in 6 months or 12 months and see how they look at that time if your symptoms are not too bothersome.
Okay.
So that's one scenario. And then the last scenario, sometimes I do tell patients, you need to do this now because I do not feel safe for you driving or for your safety for others. In addition, when a cataract is really advanced and dense, it makes the surgery a lot more difficult, and there's a lot more swelling and inflammation, and the recovery takes longer. So for those folks who waited a really long time, I tell them, we really should do this soon. Yeah.
So explain to me why, if it's in the early stages and you know it's only going to get worse, why not just do those in the early stages? Is there a reason why we push that off a little bit later on?
Yeah, you want to do it when it's the right time so that the patients can notice improvements.
Okay.
So for example, when a patient comes in to see me and their vision is one line below 20/20, I will improve their vision with the surgery, but only from that one line below to 20/20. 20/20 is the best that I can get you to.
Right.
So they'll do the surgery and they're like, oh yeah, I can see better, but like it didn't really make a huge difference. In addition, every surgery has potential risks and complications. We are very lucky that cataract surgery has exceedingly low complication rates, and overall it's a quick in and out procedure, but still I don't like to recommend a surgery unless the patient needs it.
Okay. So if now we're for the stage of where, okay, I need the surgery, this is happening, what assessments do you make in terms of what kind of surgery? Are we going to use laser? Are we going to have to cut the old manual way? And what will determine how you move forward in terms of the type of surgery?
So when a patient comes in for an evaluation, I typically have them in the office for about 2 hours. And we do multiple diagnostic tests of their eyes, and I examine their eyeball from front to back. The purpose of all these tests are to first make sure that there's nothing else going on. So I check for macular degeneration, for glaucoma, for all other conditions that can be unrelated or that can impact the cataract surgery and its outcome. That's good for me and for the patient to know all about any other potential conditions that are going on. And the second reason we do these tests is because I need to know the geometry of the eyeball, and that will help me determine those options. What kind of lens implant is appropriate for the patient, doing the surgery with the laser or the manual way. Most of the time we recommend the laser because of its obvious advantages. But the lens implant is really something that I spend a lot of time on with the patient. The patient's desire to wear or not wear glasses after the surgery is a big factor. The overall...
Now, can you make a difference with that? Can you say, okay, we're going to give you even better vision than you had before, and then where you're not going to have glasses anymore?
Oh, absolutely. That is an option if somebody's a good candidate for it. So in general, we have 3 categories of lens implants. The first category are the lifestyle lenses. Those are lenses that give patients a wider range of vision to reduce their need for glasses. So for example, we have a trifocal lens that gives them far, intermediate, and close-up, so that they don't need glasses really for any of these activities. I tell them you'll only need cheaters if you're reading ingredients on the pill bottle, but otherwise, looking at a menu, reading, looking at your phone or your watch, driving, all of that will be glasses free.
Wow.
We have a bifocal lens that's a little bit different. That one is more for far and intermediate distance. My golfer patients love that lens because it gives them nice, crisp distance vision, excellent night vision, and they can see their golf ball really far. So that's all under that first category of lifestyle lenses. The second category are toric lenses. Those give very crisp vision at one distance. Either far or close up. Most people like to see well far away. They'll need glasses for the computer distance and the close up, but that is an option for people who have high amounts of astigmatism, but they want that crisp, perfect distance vision. And then the third and the final option is the basic lens. For people who have astigmatism, which just means that their eye looks more like a football than a basketball, which is most people's eyes, with that lens, they typically end up needing glasses full-time after the surgery. So sometimes I have patients that tell me, Doc, I have been waiting for cataract surgery so that I can stop wearing these glasses. Other times I have patients, every once in a while though, I have a patient that says, I love my glasses, it's part of my identity, and I want to continue to wear glasses after the surgery. And for those patients, I listen to their needs and what they prefer, and then I'll just recommend the basic lens for them. So it's just such a customizable surgery, and it's incredible that we have so many different options, that I listen to what they want and what their lifestyle is like and their activities, and we come up with what's the best fit for their eyes.
And are most people are going to then ask, okay, and now what's this going to cost me? So is most of this covered, cataract surgery covered by most insurances?
So the bulk of the surgery is covered by insurance if somebody has significant cataracts that meet the criteria for insurance. They will cover the surgeon's fee, the anesthesia fee, the surgery center fees. But most insurances will only cover the basic lens implant, which is kind of that third category of lens implants. And they also cover doing the surgery with the blade or the knife, which is kind of the traditional way of doing the surgery. Insurances view getting rid of glasses or correcting astigmatism as an optional kind of extra luxury. But we find that most patients understand that this is a one-time thing. You only have cataract surgery once in your lifetime, and the lens implants are permanent. Once you have a lens implant in, you get to enjoy the vision that you achieve from that for the rest of your life. The cataracts will never come back, and the lens implant will never be replaced. It doesn't need to be replaced.
Right.
So a lot of times I tell patients, if you get a new knee or a new shoulder, often you'll be told that, oh, this is going to be good for 10, 15 years, which is great for that. But the beauty of lens implants is that they're good forever. They will outlast you.
It's a lifer.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
And recovery time pretty good. Couple days, you're seeing well again.
It's very quick. So the surgery takes about 10 minutes, and it's done at an outpatient surgery center. When a patient comes in the day of the surgery, they're typically there for about 2.5 hours, and somebody has to drive them that day. When they come in, it's a very simple, relaxing experience. We put eye drops in the eye. They do get an IV in their arm, and they get a relaxing medication through the IV. During the surgery itself, they're awake. They hear my voice talking to them. I actually often have a conversation with my patient while I'm doing their surgery, but they don't remember any of it. So they're in la la land.
They're in twilight zone.
They're in that twilight zone. And then they go home afterwards. They don't need specific care from a caregiver. If somebody lives alone, they can go home and be alone. That's perfectly fine as long as they're driven home. I want them to avoid driving the first 24 hours because of the anesthesia until it wears off. And I want them to take it easy for about a week, which means no vigorous physical activity, no heavy lifting, no bending over the waist. Just kind of take it easy for a week and avoid swimming for 2 weeks. So most patients are back to their regular activities pretty quickly. My patients that are still working and having cataract surgery, I tell them if I do your surgery on a Friday and you have a computer job, you can be back to work on Monday. It's really that simple.
That's a pretty good deal. All right, well, Dr. Duna Raouf, thank you so much. Envision is the place to go for your cataract needs, it looks like.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
When we come back, we'll be talking about what's going on at the Coach House. Stay with us.
Attention all club organizers, party planners, and those who simply love to gather and celebrate life's special moments. Are you tired of the hassle of cooking for your events? Looking for a convenient and delicious solution? Introducing our easy and convenient catering trays, perfect for groups of any size from 35 to 90. Need a larger space to host your event? Look no further than our restaurant's banquet room, the perfect venue for your next gathering. Call us today to place your catering order or reserve our banquet room for your next event. Create memories and traditions with Polly's Pies.
Hi, welcome to Pacific Financial Planners. We focus on income replacement for your retirement. We have over 3 decades of professional money management experience. We personalize a plan that's right for you and your family. You only get one shot at retirement. Don't you think you better get it right? So give us a call for your free consultation. We can do this over the phone, via Zoom, or in person.
Day and night, you are the one. Only you beneath the moon and under the sun.
Doug Starks needs no introduction. In fact, I only wrote Doug Starks at the top of my paper, so I don't even have an introduction for Doug. But we just saw your spot of you doing your Rat Pack tribute over there at the Coach House, or a recent show. Tell me about, welcome to the program, first of all.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Make me feel relaxed because I never know how to sit
Let's
when
get
I'm
right
here.
into this.
Just like,
You have been doing the Rat Pack stuff for a while. That's when I first met you. You did the Rat Pack. You were doing the Rat Pack stuff, right?
Yeah, I love that show. Yeah, it's a show that I used to perform in Las Vegas doing a Rat Pack show, and I knew Sammy Davis Jr. And it's just something I love doing. People seem to love me doing it, and yeah, it's exciting. This particular show is the only show that exists where we've actually have been permitted to use rare photographs and actual video footage from the States.
That's so great.
To portray and just convey the story and the relationships that these people had.
Do you feel like, having met him and obviously admiring him, do you feel like an extra onus on you to make sure you're really doing it right and really kind of honoring his memory?
I do. And I don't feel an onus, I feel a privilege to do it.
Yeah.
I'm actually developing another show about just Sammy Davis Jr.
Okay.
And I don't know if you remember the TV show The Love Boat, but there was a gentleman who played Isaac. His name is Ted Lang, and we've been, discussing
double guns,
right? So we're moving this forward, progressing it into a show with music and the story of Sammy Davis. Some of it told, some of it untold. So.
And he had such we go into it right now, but he had such an interesting life. His life is just such a journey that people just think him as a Rat Packer, a singer, and that kind of thing, but he was so much more than that. It's very interesting.
A lot more than that. One of the things that particularly caught me is there were so many obstacles and contrary opinions about him from every direction.
Yeah.
But his passion about his purpose is what carried him through. And that's admirable.
His work in the civil rights movement and the things that, just so much about him that it's kind of untold. So I look forward to hearing more about that one. Okay, here's something you do that I would be terrified of. You also do comedy and stand-up comedy stuff. And you can't just break into song if things aren't going well. I guess you could, but...
When you said something I do that you'd be terrified of, I thought you meant doing my own pedicure. But
I manage that okay. I can still reach my toes.
Yeah, I do stand-up comedy. I love doing stand-up comedy. And I developed doing stand-up comedy because I was young and small and couldn't fight. So it was easier to do a joke.
Deflect and that kind of thing. So you guys are going to be doing a show. You do it every Tuesday, and it's over at the Hills Hotel.
Yeah, the Hills Hotel in Laguna Hills, and it's a $20
That's just
admission
off La Paz, right? Just
La Paz
yes,
and the 5 freeway.
I've seen that off the freeway, right?
$20 admission and free hors d'oeuvres, and you get a professional comedy show. And every week the show changes. It's great.
Yeah, they got some folks here. Mark Christopher Lawrence.
Yeah.
That was the July 9th. It just happened.
Yeah, that happened last night. Mark just finished doing a special, the Dry Bar comedy special, and it was hilarious.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they have Aja Sanders on the July 16th. That's coming up. She's going to be doing that one. And then you on July 23rd.
I'll be there.
Make sure you get. And then Jackson Purdue on July 30th. So you guys and you help put these together for everybody?
I do.
Okay.
I booked this show. I'm producing this show. Most of the comics that are coming are friends of mine. We have more that are becoming, but these are comics that you've seen or haven't seen, but that play regularly at the Comedy Store, the Improv, the Laugh Factory, and television, movies.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah.
So you're working, like you said, you're working on this new show. Tell me more about the Sammy show that you're working on, and how is it going to be different than the Rat Pack tribute exactly?
It's going to be about Sammy Davis Jr. It's going to be told from a perspective of Sammy Davis Jr.
Are you going to be performing, or is it kind of a one-man show play kind of a thing?
Kind of a one-man show play kind of a thing.
Okay. Wow, that sounds really like It sounds like it could be pretty wild. Do you want to open it and then kind of take it around the country? Is it a goal to get to Broadway someday?
That is the goal.
Okay.
That is the goal. Yeah.
That would be kind of interesting.
You know what? The hairs on my feet kind of tingle when I say that. It's like,
it sounds like you need another pedicure.
right, really.
So you have a Rat Pack show coming up the 25th. Tell us about that.
On the 25th of July. Yeah, it's going to be at the Coach House Concert Hall, and I have such a great cast. The cast and the musicians that surround me really make the show. Their energy, everybody brings their own blend of energy. I wrote this show and then I let people go and just do what you're passionate about, and it really comes through. We're very interactive with the crowd. There's a lot of shows that contain themselves at a stage we don't.
Okay.
we play the room.
Go walk out there.
So there's
get
not
the
a safe
crowd.
seat in the house. You think, we'll sit in the back. They won't mess with this. Wrong. We're coming at you. But yeah, it's a lot of fun, and you know, it serves a demographic that sometimes is forgotten now. You know what I'm saying? If you're like 50 plus, there's not a lot of places you can go.
Right. Yeah.
And really celebrate that glamorous era and connect it with some memories and experiences that you've
Not a lot of big
had.
tours going on for that crowd either, right? It's obviously a younger crowd, but that are getting the big shows and the big concert halls.
Yeah, so we're bringing it. Will you be there?
Just pointing off into the ether. I want to also ask you about the Bus Boys. Now, the Bus Boys were big and famous in the late '80s, I believe, and they were featured in the film 48 Hours with Eddie
exactly.
Murphy, and that's why I remember them. Right, and that was their big breakout hit.
Yeah.
And they're still performing. They're still around.
They're still performing. They're still around. Still going strong, and they're going to the Coach House on August the 10th. It's going to be a great show. They're always like real energetic, and then that's another show that goes beyond the stage and it's kind of like in your space, bringing it to you. Yeah.
And the Coach House Live, you're going to be performing there. You have in the past, and the Bus Boys are going to be there. Tell us a little bit, for folks who haven't been to the Coach House, it's a landmark venue in Southern California. I've been there numerous times for numerous shows, but for folks who haven't been there, tell us a little bit about what it's like to perform there, and the stage, and there's food and all sorts of good stuff.
From a performer's point of view, it's great because it's intimate. There's no seat more than 40 feet from the stage. So you never have to watch a show on a big screen. You get to be right there, and you get to feel people's energy. From an audience member's point of view, that same perspective is reversed, but they also have great food, and the staff at the Coach House they welcome you like you're a friend there. A lot of people come to the Coach House regularly because of the vibe of the Coach House. You know, it's been owned by one person since its inception, which is like 46 years ago.
Oh, wow.
So it's done from a personal touch. He's very hands-on, Gary Fogner, very hands-on, very on every minute detail, from the chairs to where people are sitting to, So it's very well attended in thought, and it's very well attended by the community. And if you haven't been there, which one? That one? You need to be there as soon as you can get there.
Well, get out there and see the shows. We got the comedy shows coming up that are with the
every
Hills.
Tuesday. You should be there next Tuesday.
I should go. I want to go see Doug Starks. What's that Doug Starks guy playing? On the 23rd.
I'll be there on the 23rd of June, or July. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Doug, for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Coming and talking about us, and I'm looking forward to hearing more about the Sammy Davis tribute
I will keep
show.
you informed. You know I'll be back.
I know you.
I will come back.
We'll see about it.
All right.
I want to talk about some of the movies we have coming up on Friday. It's The French Lieutenant's Woman, and that is going to be playing with Meryl Streep and Jeremy Irons from Harvard Eye Associates, and it's going to be 2 p.m. and 6 p.m. without the subtitles. And then on Saturday, we have Beyond a Pale Horse with Gregory Peck and Pacific Financial Planners. They're bringing us that one, and it's going to be on again at 6 p.m. and 2 p.m. Weather-wise, hey, folks, it's going to be warm. That's all I can say. That's going to do it for this edition of the show. For all of us here at Village Television, we hope you make this day a great one.